Hi, I'm Cliff Karkland, Senior Account Executive and Resident Analytics Nerd at Fathom. You may have heard about the change Google made 2 weeks ago to the way visitor sessions are tracked in Google Analytics. But if you didn't, or if you were confused by what it all means, I'm here to fill you in. I'll also provide an update into some of the trouble people have run into since the change went live. To understand this change, you first need to know how Google Analytics was tracking a session before compared to how they're tracking one going forward. Before the change, Google Analytics ended a session when more than 30 minutes elapsed between page views, at the end of the day, or when a visitor closed their browser. If the visitor returned to the site after one of these events occurred, a new session would begin. Starting Thursday, August 11th, the following changes were made to session tracking. A session is no longer ended when a visitor closes their browser window, and a session will now end when the traffic source for the user changes. This means that if an organic search visitor leaves the site and comes back through a pay-per-click ad, their previous session will be ended and a new one will start. Ultimately, this change means more accurate attribution of conversions to the visitor source, which is great when you consider Google Analytics' new multi-channel funnels feature. Google had stated that the change may slightly increase the number of visits tracked to a site, but that most users would see less than a 1% change. That didn't end up being the case. Some users found increases of 30% in their search visits, along with 20% drops in their average time on site, pages per visit, increases in their bounce rate, and significant shifts in the percent of new versus return visitors to the site. Google released a further tweak to the session tracking methods on Tuesday, August 16th, which has fixed a couple of reported bugs and seems to have calmed the numbers back down to their expected behavior. However, for some users, analytics data is troublingly skewed and nearly useless for comparative metrics for the 5 days between the original session change and the fix. I've got my ear to the ground for additional changes, and you can be sure I'll be back to fill you in on anything that comes up, as well as any other updates to this session tracking saga. In the meantime, I'll plan on appearing on your screen soon with more tips and tricks for Google Analytics. Let us know if there's anything in particular you want us to cover.